On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, I've handpicked 5 crypto news stories for the day, including stories on the size of the next bull run, a new crypto documentary that's coming, upgrades to the Monero network, a potential increase in the centralisation of mining due to United States trade tariffs, and the decentralised journalism platform Civil failing to reach its minimum fundraising target, unfortunately. We'll also do a chart of the day segment at the end, which will include another analysis or an update to the stablecoin market because a lot has happened to that in the last 24 hours. Timestamps for all of those stories are available in the video descriptions if you wish to skip ahead to any particular segment. And remember, if you would like to earn cryptocurrency rewards for watching the show without ads, please head on over to the website, thecryptoverse.show, click on this big blue button that says Get Paid to Watch, and you can watch a 2-minute explainer video that explains exactly how you get paid to watch the show. So let's get on with the news story, shall we? Let's begin with the size of the next crypto bull run. Due to, Fidelity Investments, quite frankly. So Fidelity Investments just removed a huge obstacle to crypto investing. So this was an article from bitcoinist.com. There's a few facts I'm going to use from this article, but also some wider analysis. So Fidelity Investments then, they have $7.2 trillion of assets under management from their 27 million clients. Interestingly, if you divide one by the other, it's $266,000 per person on average that's invested with Fidelity. I thought that was an interesting fact. Now, they are launching an entire company dedicated to cryptocurrency investments called Fidelity Digital Assets. So this just means that any average Joe can walk right into a Fidelity branch and invest their money in the crypto space just in the same way they would any other asset. So without having to worry about private keys and security and all that sort of stuff, they can just go, look, I know this crypto thing's big. I want some money in it. Do it, right? And then Fidelity can handle that for them. So if we take this Fidelity Digital Assets launch in combination with Bakkt, that's BAKKT, which is the platform that the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange are launching for the same reason, to allow people to effortlessly invest in crypto. If you put those two together along with all the plumbing infrastructure that's been built in 2018, you may begin to glimpse the size of the next bull run. Or rather, I don't think we can. I'm suggesting that it's going to be bigger than we perhaps think. So I call it plumbing infrastructure because the amount of money that was able to flow into crypto last year during the big bull run was based on a couple of things. One was the capacity of the incoming pipes, like from fiat to crypto. And the other thing was the level of awareness of crypto amongst the masses and where on earth they could go to get their money in. So they just didn't know where the pipes were, right? They had Coinbase, maybe, was the best place to go. So not only do we now have way more pipes, and they're way thicker as well. And not only do we have much easier ways to invest, but the number of people that know about crypto now is significantly bigger than it was last time. So you put all that together and you have this huge crowd of people with this huge pile of money in the old financial system who, just like last time, are going to FOMO straight into crypto the minute that prices start to take off again, right? So it's just a question of when. And this Fidelity Investments thing and the Bakkt thing are these huge pipes that are going to allow tons of water to flow into crypto. So that's the capacity. There's a big crowd of people doing it. It's just a question of what's going to be the catalyst. Next story. Thorsten Hoffman has a new movie coming out called Cryptopia. So Thorsten was the guy who produced that movie, the Bitcoin, the End of Money documentary, which is actually my probably all-time favorite primer on Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency revolution. Now he's back with a new movie about Web 3.0. So if you want early access to this, then what I suggest you do is head on over to his Kickstarter page for Cryptopia and watch the trailer and perhaps get yourself one of the perks, which is like, it's in Australian dollars for some reason, but one of the pledges, I think it's $36 where you get access to both Bitcoin, the End of Money documentary and the new movie as soon as it's released. This hasn't been going that long and it's 75% of the way to its fundraising goal. And they're only trying to raise £12,000, so it's not a ton of money. So check that out. I'm a big fan of Torsten. I've got a relationship with him, through email anyway, because he let me distribute the Bitcoin, the end of money, through Cryptoverse. So that's what I mean by a relationship. Next story. Monero to become the first billion-dollar crypto to implement bulletproofs. So this has been kind of on my mind for a little while, but this was talked about on CoinDesk today, and the headline is exactly as I've just stated it. So I've been keeping an eye on the Monero subreddit for a while, and if you've been doing the same thing, well, you'll be pretty familiar with the discussion surrounding bulletproofs, and it's a long-running discussion, long-running preparations and plans around Monero implementing this bulletproofs technology. So it's bulletproofs, proofs being like cryptographic proofs. It's kind of a funny name, right? Not bulletproof coffee, my favorite. So basically, bulletproofs is this type of cryptography. It's going to allow Monero developers to implement a new type of cryptography that reduces the size of Monero transactions, right? So to achieve its high levels of privacy, Monero transactions contain a lot of data to anonymize them, right? And all that data uses up space, it uses up computing resources, it uses up storage space, it increases the size of the blockchain, and hence it puts a drag on scaling, quite frankly. So fingers crossed, bulletproofs should reduce the size of Monero transactions by up to 80% while maintaining the high levels of privacy that Monero has been designed for and is known for. It's kind of its Eiffel Tower flagship feature, in my view. So this is a hard fork for Monero. But Monero does these kinds of upgrades like a couple of times a year, apparently, so they're well practiced at doing hard forks. And it's good that they're not scared of doing hard forks, because it means they can make real steady progress in their development roadmap. They're not restricted in what they can do and what they can change and what they can upgrade by having their hands tied. If they refuse to do hard forks, then there's only so much you can do in terms of upgrading a cryptocurrency and a blockchain network. So Monero are not afraid of it. So this is set to happen Thursday, the 18th of October. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'm a big fan of Monero. So I'm glad that this is moving forward. Next story. Media startup Civil is to issue a refund of the $8 million that they raised in their token sale because they didn't reach their minimum soft cap. This was also reported by CoinDesk. Civil fails in its token sale. It confuses me. Civil is one letter difference from Civic, which was an identity solution on Ethereum from last year, right? ICO. So it's very close. So it's Civil, not Civic. So this is an update to two previous stories that I've reported on, kind of in combination, really. Yesterday, I spoke about the increase in the number of ICOs that are being launched, continuing to increase, while there's a simultaneous decrease in the amount of money being allocated and invested in ICOs. I also previously spoke about this decentralized journalism platform called Civil. The reason I spoke about it was because Forbes had said they were going to start publishing on there and eventually would be willing to put all of their content on there. So that was big. Well, apparently Civil has not even reached its soft cap, meaning that $8 million that they've raised is below the minimum they need to make the project viable. That's kind of what a soft cap means. So they're going to refund everybody. They're not giving up though. They intend to redesign their token sales infrastructure and then relaunch it. So keep an eye out, because I believe what they are aiming to do in terms of building this, transparent, accountable journalism platform is a very important part of this new world that we're building. So I'm going to keep an eye on Civil. I hope they do succeed. Next story. US trade tariffs kind of hit Chinese miners. So this is reported by Trust Nodes. Their headline is Trump tariffs hit Chinese miners. So Bitcoin mining hardware purchased from Bitmain and imported from China, it used to be classified as data processing machines and therefore attracted no import tax. Now though, with these changes to the tariffs and whatnot, these machines have been reclassified as electrical machinery apparatus, which legally shifts them into a space where they attract 27.6% import tax. So if you are a US-based mining farm, for example, well, the cost of hardware just went up by 27%. Good news for Chinese miners, though, because their competitors in the USA have just had their prices go up for their infrastructure. My question, though, as a result is, isn't this just going to exacerbate the concentration of mining in China? Even more so than I spoke about the other day when I did my video analyzing Chinese impact on Bitcoin. So you can go back and watch that video if you wish. But that was already a problem we spoke about. So if Chinese miners can buy from a manufacturer in their own country, well, they won't have the 27% price premium, will they? So they'll be able to buy mining cheaper and the whole business is cheaper to run. Another question is whether a 27% price premium on Bitcoin mining hardware, does that change the economics significantly enough that you can now afford to start manufacturing mining hardware in the USA? Because if you could do that, you don't need the import taxes, do you? Right? You can just buy them from a company in your own country, just like the Chinese can. I actually have no idea if the economics work out at all, but it's a question that has to be asked since every adversity contains within it a seed of opportunity somewhere. So when the economics shift like that, a 27% price premium, what else does that do to the economic system is the question I'm asking. Next story, let's go over to the chart of the day segment. So we're going to do a review of stablecoins and how they're getting way out of whack still. We thought they were crazy the other day, but it's getting crazier by the day. So let's head over to, we're going to use CoinMarketCap for this data. We'll start with the Gemini dollar. Look at this. This is a 1 month view of the Gemini dollar. What's interesting about the Gemini dollar is right now there is no data with regards to the supply. So if I take it off full screen, the circulating supply data is a question mark on CoinMarketCap, and therefore the market cap is a question mark. It does say that the total supply though is 1.2 million, which you would assume if the total supply is 1.28 or 1.22 million GUSD, that should be the same as the circulating supply if they were all $1. But anyway, what I did was looked at the 1 month view here to look at the actual value of the Gemini dollar. And while it was stable right up until recently, the 15th of October, it's been going all over the place. So it hit a high here of $1.14, but then, this was yesterday I believe it went all the way up to $1.19. Now, given that it's supposed to be a stable coin, it's supposed to be the Gemini dollar, that's a 19% premium, which is insane. Absolutely insane. That means that people who were buying the Gemini dollar were paying a 20% premium for something that's going to come back down to $1, which it already has done. Look, it's already come way back down. Like if we take it off full screen again, the current market price is back to down to $1.02. So whoever bought Gemini dollars at $1.19 are insane, insane. Anyway, moving on to the True USD. Let's go over to that now. True USD. Interesting, this does have a circulating supply line on the graph. So the blue line is the number of true USDs in circulation. And this will increase every time someone deposits some US dollars in trust with True USD, which is how that works. So you deposit the dollars in trust, then those tokens are minted in your wallet. So that's why you see these steps. Every time someone plonks a bunch of money in there, the new tokens are minted. And over the last couple of days, it's been rocketing. So it was flatlining here, $119 million of market cap at $1 each. That equals the total supply, you would assume. And then we're now right up to 161 million. So that's a decent spike, right? Also, the True USD was not immune to this price spike either. If you look at the green line, it also hit a premium of $1.10. It's a 10% premium on True USD. This is crazy. So we'll get onto how this is happening in a minute. Let's just review a couple more stablecoins, including the BitUSD, which is the BitShares backed stablecoin. And all of these charts are a 1 month view, by the way. So again, the blue line is the total market cap, total supply, and then the green line is the price in US dollars. The BitUSD was not immune to the spike. So similarly, the BitUSD went up to $1.07, which is the highest it's been for a little while there. It did get up to a spike of $1.06 back here on the 21st of September. But the total supply of BitUSDs has been pretty much the same, so it hasn't had a big jump in supply. The BitUSD works a bit different because it's collateralized by BitShares. It's not like you deposit dollars and then they get minted. However, anyone can mint a bit USD. If you just buy 1,000 bit shares, you can then mint bit USDs by collateralizing those bit shares against that stablecoin. So that's how that works. So it's a derivative based on the fluctuating price of the bit share underneath. As long as you have sufficient collateral, then that bit USD that position remains in existence until, if bit shares goes down too far, you run out of collateral and then you get margin called. But anyway, that's how that works. Next one is the DAI token. Look at the DAI token. Blue line is again the supply. The market cap of the DAI token has been nice, steady increase, trending up here for most of September and October. DAI being the on-chain Ethereum-based stablecoin, again that's stabilized by an on-chain algorithm. So it's backed by Ethereum. So like the BitUSD, except it's backed by Ethereum and not BitShares. So they've got their own stablecoins in that regard. I much prefer these. The DAI wasn't immune to the price volatility, but it did manage to keep its head a lot better. The DAI only hit $1.02, but here look, there's a bit of a dip where the DAI token went down to 97 cents, which is okay. It looks bad on the charts, but it's not as bad as Tether, which is the one we're going to look at now. So Tether went all the way down here, as we spoke about the other day, to like 95 cents it says here, but we know from the Kraken chart that it went down to 85 cents. But what's most remarkable about the Tether chart is look at the blue line, which is the total market cap, aka the total supply. So it was pretty stable at around the $2.8 billion mark. And then we've got these big step downs where the number of tethers is decreasing dramatically. So let's just take the top and the bottom. 2.8 billion at the top on the 8th of October. Today we're hitting, let's go right to the most recent, 2.2 billion. So that's a lot of tether, $600 million odd of tether that has been taken out of supply. The reason that would happen is if you took your tether and you went back to Tether Corporation and you redeemed your tether tokens, they would take them out of supply and then give you real US dollars into your bank account. So that looks like an exodus from Tether. Not only are the other stable coins increasing in their supply, but Tether is decreasing in its supply. So what's happening there? Some people are taking their Tether back to Tether Corporation and saying, I want my real dollars back, thank you very much. Don't want to hold Tether anymore. Some people are switching to the other stable coins. So all said, this looks like a bit of an exodus from Tether to the new, what I would call the more reputable stablecoins. I suppose since Tether have had a monopoly on the stablecoin market for so long, maybe they got complacent. Maybe they didn't feel any sense of urgency to get that bank account audit done, right? They might have thought, everyone's using us anyway, despite a lack of an audit. So they thought there was no real urgency to get it done. So perhaps now they've been caught sleeping by these new competitors. I'm kind of glad, because once Tether becomes a minor player in the stablecoin space, well then the market shocks that we used to see as a result of bad Tether news, thank God that will be a thing of the past, right? But with regards to these other stablecoins getting way out of whack, like the Gemini dollar going to $1.19, how do we resolve this? Well, the answer is arbitrage. I've spoke about this before, where we get stablecoins that trade against each other. Sounds crazy, but it's a thing. So if I head over to the Twitter account of the BCEX exchange here, let's find where was their markets. They've got some markets launching with the stablecoins. Here's the tweet right here from 19 hours ago. It says, announcement on BCEX, we will add GUSD USDT. So that's Gemini dollar trading against Tether. And then the PAX stablecoin dollar against Tether. So what does that mean? That means that people who hold Tether that lose faith in it, that don't have a dollar denominated bank account or just don't want to go through that process because it attracts a fee, that's how Tether Corporation makes money. On the way out, they ding you for like 1%. You could just go onto BCX exchange and trade your Tether for Gemini dollars or PAX dollars. That's it. So that means that in future, if the Gemini dollar got way out of whack to $1.19, well, you could use your tether to rebalance that in an arbitrage sense, because there's a 19% arbitrage profit opportunity there. So this is that crypto forex market that I said that I could see coming. Once we've got not just like the crypto pound against the crypto dollar, but there are multiple crypto dollars, each that will be maintaining stability with each other. And that's how we get to the point where we won't actually need the fiat currencies anymore, because we'll get to the point where no one will need to redeem them, right? That's going to be a happy day. That's going to be a real happy day. So that's all I've got for you today. If you liked this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. If you disliked it, you can hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback, and of course, get subscribed. And if you would like to get paid crypto for watching the show without ads, then check out the website, thecryptoverse.show. If you go over there and click this big blue button that says get paid to watch, that'll explain exactly how you can get paid to watch the Cryptoverse without ads. Of course, you get paid in crypto and you don't get the ads anymore. Interesting stuff. Other than that, I'll be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.